But what she's been able to do is so inspiring to every person that's watching this. She's been able to cash received over $200,000 in under 10 months. Okay, guys, I am here with my amazing client, Claudia Lee. We started together around 10 months ago, and we actually have a funny story of how we connected. I remember she's connected with one of my other clients that I've worked with before, and I remember she was looking for a retreat, and she can go a little bit into that. And then this guy said, "You've got to go to Zach's retreat. I've been to that many of Zach's retreats." And we got on this random phone call, and she's like, "Yeah." She didn't have any query about the price. She's like, "Yeah, I want to do it." And then I remember I jumped on a call before one of my virtual retreats that was coming up, and I just jumped on a call with her. Pretty much, she'll tell you about the story about how I jumped on that call and pretty much got her across the line. But what she's been able to do is so inspiring to every person that's watching this. She's been able to cash received over $200,000 in under 10 months. Just think about that for a second. She was a complete marketer before, doing amazing things before, came into this coaching space, and she's just a person that takes massive action. I'm going to kind of give you what my take is on why I believe she's super successful and how she was able to make so much money fast. But Claudia, thanks so much for jumping on. And I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions and we can just go for it. Cool.
Thanks for having me, Zach. And you know what? That's the first time you complimented me in 10 months.
Oh, come on. I give you a little bit more than that. But why did you sign up with me? And what was kind of the take of why you decided to say yes to, let's just say, investing in yourself? Because I know you've invested crazy amounts before. Why did you invest even more? Because you had two coaches at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. So I looked at your content. I was like, I feel like this guy would would yell at me if I didn't get to work. So it was very big on accountability. Like, I just knew you would call me out if I wasn't taking action. I wasn't doing sales calls. I wasn't doing content, everything like that, right? Yeah. So how long have we been coaching together for? I think we started in September. I went to your retreat.
I think it's nearly been. Yeah, it's nearly been. Yeah.
So this is actually what happened. I went to your event was supposed to be live, but it became virtual. I went to it. I was like, cool. And then do you remember the week after?
You made 20 plus K, right?
Yeah, I was freaking out. I was like, what the hell is happening? I was freaking out. I was like, this can't be real. I can't be manifesting this. Right. But I followed.
Because what did you learn at my retreat that was kind of different to you manifesting such amazing money after the event? What do you feel like it was that because you already had the sales strategy. It's not like you were bad at sales because you came from a sales background. What do you think it was that just made you manifest this money so fast?
What was it? It would have been, you always teach your students, feel like you already have it. You don't need to chase, feel like you already have it.
Yes.
It fucking comes.
And
you already have it. Yeah, it literally did. And I feel like after the event, you're super pumped up as well. And you're like, okay, gotta get to work. Right. It's just action, action, action.
Yeah. Yeah. So people always say to me around the 6 times a day method, how I get people to meditate 6 times a day. People always say, what is this? And how does it actually work? What's your kind of take on it? To the people watching?
It does work. Just don't stop doing it. You'll make less money.
So with that, it's like people start this whole thing off. They start doing this meditation thing, and it happens all the time. It happened with you. You start manifesting a bunch of stuff, and then I know always you're like, I'm not making money this week or whatever. And are you doing the internal work? And you're always like, no, I only do it twice or whatever it is. The reason you do it 6 times a day is because the reason I actually created Claudia, because I don't trust people's conditioning. I don't trust people around money. I don't trust people around any of those things because of their subconscious mind. And I know that's been a huge jump for you, succeeding so fast. But what do you think it is? Because you're in the coaching space as well. Why do you think there's people out there that start something, invest money, you've invested money or whatever, and you make it work and you make 10 plus X the cost of it? And compared to other people out there that don't, because I know there's people out there to be like, I've invested all these programs. Why is Zach?
You don't fucking do work. You don't do the work. You invest and you're like, yep, that's done. Don't have to post, don't have to do sales call. It's done. Whereas what you teach is awesome because you're like, okay, you got to have that belief, but also you got to fucking do the work. It's no one's going to make the content for you. No one's going to jump on the sales calls. No one's going to have the belief for you, right? You got to believe in yourself. And another thing as well, people jump in and out of programs for they invest in something, maybe it's a 12 week program, maybe it's a 6-8 week program.
Yeah.
What you need to do is long-term mentorship. And I know like your programs like you don't let people join for fucking 2 months, right?
I don't.
You like, yeah, you know, and there's a reason for that because you need long-term mentorship, right? Yes. Like I would say, you know me pretty well, and like you've been like my coach in different stages of my business, when it was going well, when I was having fucking breakdowns, when it was like still growing, when it was like slowing down. You've like seen it all. Imagine having 5 coaches during like 12 months, 10 months, right?
And then you just shift out, in and out. It's like, I need another one.
So you got to explain all the trauma to them again.
Yeah. But, and by the way, I always say this facetiously to you, but I'm like, I feel like I know your patterns so well. And if I had been working with you for a month or two, I don't think I would have known them as well as I do now. I'm like, how many times do we always laugh together and say, I already know what you're going through, blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. Imagine you doing that and then finding 5 other coaches in the same year. It's just, this is what people are doing in the industry. And I feel like long-term gets obviously the best results out there. What do you think you've known me for, you know, months now and stuff like that. What do you think is different compared to, let's just say, what I'm doing compared to what every other business coach out there does? I'm actually curious about your perspective on this. Like, what do you think I do and probably do compared to?
I think the internal work, because like we don't really talk about strategy anymore. Like you're like,
you know the strategy, right? You already know how much strategy do you need.
This is Zach's strategy. Go make some calls and don't talk to me until you make money. Right. So
but that works for your strategy, because I know
that works for me. I'm sure you coach your clients differently. Yes. But like he understands like what I need. I don't need strategy. I need someone to just tell me to like get to work. Right. So what I feel like you do differently is there's a couple of things, like the internal work, the routines. Yeah. Like I've coached with a lot of people don't like. A lot of people are pure strategy, and that's great if that's what you need. But I feel like you're a mix of both. So if you've done strategy before and it hasn't worked, maybe you need to do some internal work, right? Because like after doing some internal work, what happens to your business? Like who's like running like the program? It's you, right? So
So if there's someone out there right now, Claudia, and someone's on the fence about working with me and they're like, oh, look, it's a big investment or whatever it is, like, will I get the results back? What would you say to that person, just from you're a client of mine? What would you honestly tell that person completely?
Yeah, I would say, hey, if your goal is to make $500K a year, $200K a year, $100K a year, $1 million, and you're not willing to invest 5 figures, like how the hell are you ever going to make that amount? Like you have to be comfortable investing. I remember when I invested in you, like literally the next day I increased all my prices and people paid, because I was like, fucking Zach, and I'm like, that's so expensive. Why is he charging that? And made me like step up as well. Right. Yeah. So like investing without even starting the coaching session is going to make you step up in what you need to do. Right. So like invest, because like you're going to make the money back straight away. That's what I did. But also like, it helps you grow. I feel like investing, you have to like, makes you show up better. Right. Yeah. And like, I'm sure Zach will work with you until like you get results. Right.
Yeah, that's what I do. So I'm like, so I want to first of all say this whole journey with you, Claudia, has actually been super easy, because you're actually, I when I'm kind of looking at people, they need different things. Coaching you is like, you love money, which I love, and you're very unapologetic about it. I feel like there's a lot of people saying like, I love contribution and all this kind of stuff. And the fact is, we both know the reality, what's underneath that is they just want to make money, and you're just very upfront about it. And I feel like you've got a really good relationship with money, which helped you massively take off. My perspective on it is also you're really grateful. You're just grateful for everything. And I feel like I enjoy getting on calls with you. And I feel like that's a really good sign of like, what I always say, the golden goose client, which is like the goose that lays the golden eggs. So I'm like, that's always good and exciting. And also you take freaking action. Like if anyone's watching this right now and you're a person that wants to see action, like literally see how this woman moves, even literally get on a call with her and see how she connects with people. She just knows her stuff backwards. She's actually a representation of a really, really good coach, which I actually endorse. So even if you want marketing help or anything, I would actually massively endorse Claudia's stuff. She's so good at marketing. But Claudia, I really appreciate you for jumping on, jumping out and helping people out there that are going to watch this. Is there any last words that you want to say?
Sign up with Zach. Just do it.
Let's just cut that. Let's just cut that. Let's just
if you watch his content, like take some fucking action, just do it. Like you can make money. Unless you hate money, then don't sign up.
Yeah, whichever one loves it. So guys, I really appreciate you jumping on, Claudia. Guys, if you're interested, please reach out. I have also an event coming up. If you want to join that, Claudia, do you endorse my events?
Yeah, I've been to, how many have I been to now? 2.
Yes.
And seriously, after every event, it's cash received.
Cash received. So she's already sold it for me. So guys, if you're interested, please reach out to me. I have a team now of coaches. If you want to, they teach the same strategies what I give, but if you want to work with the top, message me right now. Guys, have an incredible day. Thanks, Claudia. I appreciate you. Thank you.
See ya.
Cheers.